The question remote control serves as a useful mental image to help us navigate conversations. When we are meeting a senior executive, we can sometimes become overly eager to want to make an impression. So we move from listening to understand to listening to respond. Ironically, this leads us to say, "I understand," too quickly. This is the OK button in the center of the remote control. It's what we press when we want to get into transmission mode. But before we rush to press OK, let's make sure we really have understood. Let's say our client says something like, "Our costs have been steadily increasing over the last year or two." It might be tempting to nod and say, "I understand," and move on to how we might help them reduce costs. But before we do, let's take out the remote control. We could click down or zoom in and say, "Could you clarify, where have you seen the greatest increase in costs?" Or click left to explore the cause. What would you say has been the biggest contributing factor to the increase in costs? Click right to understand the impact. How has the increase in costs affected the business? Where do you see the most significant impact? Or zoom out to get the bigger picture. In addition to an increase in costs, what other trends have you been witnessing? Obviously, depending on the scenario, you may choose a different sequence in how you use the remote control. But the important point is to remain curious rather than rush to say, "I understand."